The NCA was formed to pull the community together in dialogue on the things going on in the community, and that was the prime purpose. Well, back in 1981, there was a proposal by a local family, to develop part of the uplands. The proposal came in such a way that there was a potential of 5,000 homes going up on the hillside. And it kind of alarmed some of the members in the community, and so ultimately a committee got formed. Actually, Fred Ritchie was involved in that, and he was had the first idea because of his background in Montreal. Then we would go to public meetings, which we called, and explain to the community what the effect of 5,000 new homes would have on education, because there was one person handling the education, on highways, which I was handling, and various sections like that, hospitals, and I've forgotten all the committees that were formed, but I can remember arguing that, well, on the Naramata Road, it's such a narrow, winding road, it's restricted to the flow of traffic, and if you put, 5,000 more vehicles on that road, it's going to have quite an effect. So that was the kind of concept and the kind of things that the community got to discuss in public. And so it was that simple a thing, and it did cause a bit of a rift, but we did all right. I thought the word came out. Then a recession hit, and things slowed down in the marketplace. So the delay caused by our committee really was helpful to, I think, the developers, who changed their approach and did their development in a slower fashion. And so that's how the NCA got formed, and ultimately it made a statement of what it believed in, and that's where we went from there.
The work of the Naramata Citizens Association carried on. In 1982, the NCA assisted artist Francis Hatfield in a 3-month project for a mural on the side of the newly completed controlled atmosphere building at the packing house. The mural depicted the early days of fruit packing, orcharding, and maypole dancing, and also featured the Methodist Church, taken down to make way for the cold storage structure. In the 1990s, the NCA became the organization that facilitated the formation of the Naramata Creek Committee. Through the NCA, grants for creek restoration and kokanee enhancement are accessed and administered.
Get 3 inches.
Yeah, but they were 3 inches shallower.
Well, then quit it too.
I think it was Chris Bull that started this. He explained the potential, and it was in 1995, and so it was under his guidance. He knew how to do it and why, so that none of us knew a creek from a lake, really, and he was so helpful. It was I just feel inspired by it, and it's a fond memory.
Taking a stand on environmental issues has always been an important mission of the NCA. The association lobbied against logging east of Little Tunnel and lobbied for the expansion of Rock Ovens Regional Park. The NCA also partnered to present 2 informative watershed tours to local citizens in 2001 and 2002. The Naramata Environmental Roundtable was an NCA committee which engaged in presentations and information on important issues from 2003 to 2006. The roundtable morphed in 2006 to become NEAT, the NCA's Naramata Environmental Action Team. As NEAT, there have been regular film nights, special town hall meetings on water and other key issues, invasive weed harvest work bees, community cleanups, and numerous other activities. In the 1990s, the KVR Woodwhackers were formed under the umbrella of the NCA. By coming under the Citizens Association, the Woodwhackers could access certain grants to help in their vision. This dedicated group of trail volunteers have done thousands of hours of work on our famous trail. Today, the Woodwhackers operate under Naramata Parks and Rec and the Regional District, which provides public funding and administration to support the trail efforts. Prior to 1999, the Naramata Library was about 30% of its current size. The NCA formed a library committee that partnered with the Friends of the Library to raise funds and plan the expansion. The organization's role in community communications was vital in the mid-1990s during the Blackwell litigation. The NCA provided communication via town hall meetings and a regular column in the Naramata Notes. At several times in its history, the NCA committee members carried on an in-depth study on local governance, reviewing the current system and exploring potential other models. Currently, the NCA's Legacy Committee is involved with the Regional District on a project to enhance information for families with relatives interred at the Naramata Cemetery. The NCA has organized 3 community symposia where all the various groups in Naramata display their projects and activities in a one-stop shopping open house format. In 2008, the symposium coincided with an all-candidates meeting for the local elections. In 2009, the symposium featured special presentations on local food and farming. The NCA played a role in facilitating the Naramata Citizens on Patrol for several years. In 2006, 2008, and 2010, the NCA published a local telephone directory to serve citizens. It also includes profiles of community groups and easy-to-find info like a Naramata map, the library branch hours, and a transit schedule. In recent years, the NCA has installed and decorated the community Christmas tree at the old garage site in the village. In January, NCA members have conducted a Naramata-wide pickup of discarded Christmas trees as a community service. In 2006, the Naramata Citizens Association began one of its biggest projects. It became the lead group for coordinating the 2007 Centennial and the legacy projects that followed. 2007 was an incredible year, and hundreds, yes, hundreds of people got involved with events, exhibits, all kinds of celebrations. The NCA's Centennial Committee provided guidance when needed, communications, and in some cases, fundraising assistance.
Everything that happened has been a highlight because I can't believe how many people show up, and everything's always a sellout. From the strawberry tea to the big dance to the pioneer lunch to just the day on Robinson Avenue. It was all wonderful. Everything's been really good. You should be very proud. Naramata should be very proud.
One of the legacies of the Centennial is the Transitions Monument at Wharf Park, designed by Rob McKenzie.
Wharf Park was chosen as the location for the Legacy Project primarily because it was in fact the historical point of commercial activity in the village for the settlers who first arrived, but secondly because the First Nations landed there with their canoes from Trout Creek area and in fact became a staging point for them to travel up to the hunting grounds up in the mountains above Naramata.
The final touch on the Wharf Park project is the placement of time capsules.
Hello, I'm Peter Ord. I'm the curator at the Penticton Museum and also a Naramata resident, and also very honored to be able to be part of this project. And what we're doing is we're setting 4 capsules into the ground at Wharf Park, and they're going to be opened over a whole bunch of different intervals. But right now we have a couple of objects that we are putting in, and over here we have everything from videos to old photographs to things produced by kids from Naramata Elementary. Also, we have some dried flowers and some foods which we're going to vacuum pack. But that's just our object capsule, and then we also have a wine capsule where we're going to be putting in some prominent wines from Naramata Bench, and those are going to be opened in 10 years, so people don't have to wait 100 years to sample those. And then we're going to have clothes and sort of larger items into one capsule, which also will be opened in about 25 years.
Another legacy of the Centennial was the launch of MyNaramata.com by the NCA in September 2009. Funds were set aside during the Centennial, earmarked for a community news and information portal. Well, today, MyNaramata.com's articles are read by hundreds of local residents daily. This month, MyNaramata.com celebrates 300,000 viewings of its articles. And what about the future? This association is driven by its membership and the engagement of its hard-working board of directors. Get involved in the NCA. Make a difference in the Naramata community.